Our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam experienced sadness in his life. There was even a period of time in his life called Amul Huzun, the year or the time of sadness. And when experiencing times of distress, we have to remember that yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did tell us, He gave us the heads up and told us that we were going to be tested. But guess what? At the same time, He said, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not burden a soul more than it can bear. So know that you are strong and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that we can overcome whatever challenges come our way. And that the fact is that we're given these challenges because He knows we're strong enough to handle them. And oftentimes we underestimate our abilities. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows how resilient and strong He created us. And I'd like to take a moment to clarify that depression, anxiety disorder, and negative thoughts are 3 different types of ailments. But inshallah tonight, I would like to share with you a few tips to help us through difficult times. I'd like to share with you 5 things that we can do to help ourselves or encourage someone else to do when they're experiencing sadness, worry, or unpleasant thoughts. And these 5 tips are from the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, but also backed by the latest scientific and psychological research. Number 1, your breath. We can change the way we feel and change our emotions by using our breaths. And if I can ask you to please place one hand on your chest and one on your stomach. Bismillah. And at the count of 3, not yet, at the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to inhale through your nose, and I'm going to hold up 5 seconds, and you're going to hold that inhale for 5 seconds. So you're going to take a big inhale, and it's going to take you 5 seconds to do it like this. Okay? And then I'm going to ask you to hold it for 5 seconds, and I'll give you the cue. And then I'm going to ask you to release it slowly for 5 seconds, okay? Is a very powerful tool. And you know what's so awesome about this powerful tool? You're doing it anyways. It's free. It's easy. It doesn't require any equipment or anything external. And you can do it anytime, anywhere, inshallah. Number 2. I said I was going to share with you 5 things. Number 1 was breathing. Number 2 is turning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through salah, dua, and Quran. Many studies, now these are secular scientific studies, prove that prayer helps lessen the feelings of depression and anxiety, subhanallah. Number 3, look for the good. And when you do, I promise it will grow. Each and every one of us is blessed in so many different ways. And Shaitan whispers, and he gets us to focus and pay attention to what's going wrong in our lives and to completely forget everything that's going right. So pay attention to the good and actually look for it. Think of blessings in your life and be grateful for them. There are so many countless studies that prove that practicing gratitude does wonders for our mental and emotional health. And it helps, especially with depression and anxiety. And when we practice gratitude, we increase the levels of dopamine and serotonin in our brains, which cause us to be happier. Number 4, smile. Many studies suggest that even when you force a smile, it can lead to a change in your mood. They've even done a study where they've asked subjects to put something in their mouth to force their lips to go up. And through that study, they found that even though it was forced, it was a piece of plastic in their mouth, their mood changed. And they became happier just by faking a smile. Number 5, last but not least, spend time with your loved ones. Family support is so beneficial. And when the Prophet ﷺ felt anxious, felt afraid, was worried, who did he go to? He went to Khadija radiallahu anha. And he found that support in her. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us as social creatures. If you're feeling sad, reach out to someone. Our mind is a beautiful amana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He'll ask us about it. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by His beautiful names and His perfect attributes to make the Quran a healing for us all. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He replaces our sadness with happiness and joy, and our anxiety with peace of mind. And that I pray that the same way He gathered us all here tonight, that He gathers us all in Jannat al-Firdaus with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And jazakumullahu khairan, wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.